Good morning, everybody. Today I'm doing another stitching video because I'm so close to putting my two halves together in this little bit. And these are previews. I don't feel bad about just this little piece. The whole piece you're not going to get to see. And I'm in such a good space this morning. I've gotten a lot done. I got up early, and of course, the day-to-day tasks of life always take much longer than you think they're going to. But I always see my studio time as a beacon at the end of that. Right now, I'm working not only on finishing up this commission, but also on learning how to make videos. Of course, you know that because I talk about this, and it's a process. Videos are vehicles, I guess I could say that. And everything takes practice. If you've never done anything before, you're not going to be good at it right away. And that goes the same for stitching like this. So right now, my fingers, I could almost close my eyes and feel the two edges of where these fabrics go together because I've done so many thousands. I've never tried to count, but thousands and thousands of stitches that have happened. And the patience that's required when the thread knots up. Very much like life. In my video yesterday, I talked about tangled thread. Now I know how to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. The little things. Some of you are like, oh, that's so obvious. She doesn't know that. No, I didn't know that. And there's my vulnerability. And I like to share that with you because if you're learning how to do something, or if I get a chance to show you how to do some of this, which would be really cool, it's okay if you don't even know how to do it at all. If we didn't know how to do something, if we already knew how to, I always tell my students, if you already knew how to make a beautiful piece of art, you wouldn't be asking how to do it. But you know what? Here's the secret. The big secret of life is that if you have the desire to do something, you're more than halfway there because whatever that is in you that gives you fire would not give you impetus in that direction if you didn't have an affinity for whatever activity that might be. For example, I have no desire to learn how to run a lathe. First of all, I don't want to cut my hair, but that I know, and that's kind of a joke, but a wood lathe, and I teach at a lot of craft schools, so I've seen lots of lathe demonstrations. I love watching it. I love it. It's mesmerizing. And I watch people run a wood lathe on YouTube because the work they do is beautiful. But I don't have a desire to learn how to run a lathe. And that means that that's not how I'm wired. That's not a thing that I would do. So if you want to work with light and color, but you think you can't, just the fact that you want to means that you're going to be able to do it. That's the long version of that saying today. Those are my stitch meditations for today. One last thing. I was thinking before I started this how I pick my color of thread. In the beginning, when I first started doing this 20 years ago, I used to pick my thread so I could hide the thread so that you wouldn't even see it. Now I like to be able to see it, and I change it all the time. And sometimes I do so there's an edge here. Like here you can't even see it. You can't see the stitches. But here you can see the little pink edge. And it's because it's all alive. And sometimes just that little bit of color that you can't even see will change the color of what's next to it. And there was I think Chef Roux, some different color theorists talked about that fact. And some of the Impressionists used to do this. They would, if they were painting an area of color, they would take a bit of the complementary color and they would put it just around the very edge of whatever it is that they were painting, and it would make that part of their painting pop out, or the color be, they could control the color of different areas of their painting by what colors they put next to each other. Sometime I'll do a whole thing about that, but color is really, really interesting. So that's all for today, and I will see you all tomorrow. If you liked this video and want to see more, like and subscribe to my page. See you soon.